Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Great place to pick up a side-by-side, a UTV, motorcycle, e-bike, scooter, go-kart, Yamaha golf cart. You name it, they've got it. Plus an outstanding service department. If perhaps you just have something that needs to be worked on, you can bang on their door and they will take care of it for you. Excuse me. So thank you to them. Their website, impactpowersportsmi.com. Okay, I got a lot going on, a lot of small things bubbling under. Today is radio station staff meeting day, so we'll go till about 11 and then take a bit of time off for the staff meeting and then do part 2 of this podcast here on Twitch. And it is it's one for the ages when it comes to busyness. As you know, I've picked up a teaching job. I am the adjunct professor of broadcasting and podcasting. There's a brand new class at a college nearby, Aquinas College, terrific institution. And I got a phone call. Hey, Z, do you want to do this class? You want to teach the class? I said, yes, I agreed to that. Today is the day that the class starts. So, you know, I think one of the things that I've been able to do over the years is not worry about. To me, it's a problem to be over-prepared. A lot of the times, I have a framework set out for just about anything that I do, and then begin to make my way through it. A lot of the times, this show is like that. Just a general idea of where I'm going. Now, fortunately for me, I have the department head, Dr. Avery, is co-teaching with me. Because I don't know the first damn thing about teaching. But I have the ability to communicate. And I've been doing microphone-related tasks for the better part of my life. So now I share that with them and about how to do a podcast. And let's talk broadcasting. I'm a little bit concerned about the student who says, yes, I want to be a radio broadcaster. Aram says, so you are a teacher's assistant. No. I am teaching everything in the entire class. Dr. Avery says, I don't know anything about podcasting or the current state of broadcasting. Can you teach the class? Yes. But I cannot be alone in the classroom because I do not have a teaching certificate. She's there to do things like hand out the syllabus, talk about how the testing will take place. But no, this is my baby. Today's lecture, I've actually titled the lecture. It's called The Domino Effect, The Decline of Radio. Now, in this lecture, I'm describing a series of key moments that have taken place in time that have negatively impacted the radio industry to lead us to where we are now. After I conclude that podcast, it'll be more like a discussion. I'm going to encourage the students to raise their hands if something pops into their head while I'm talking. It'll be more like a dialogue rather than a lecture. I'll follow that up with the rise of the podcast, which is a lecture that I came up with. about what has taken place for podcasts to become the preferred source of audio listening, spoken word audio listening. I'll talk about the types of broadcasting, radio broadcasting, that are actually still viable today. We will also discuss in the class podcasting equipment and setup. What does a person need generally to do a podcast? I'll also introduce myself to start the class and how I got to teach the class and my background. And we will review our student learning outcomes. What will you be able to do by the time this class is over? What you should be able to do. So there's only 15 students in the class, and I have goals set on this. Don't be boring, Eric. Do not bore them. Make it so that they look forward to coming to the class. Don't make it ridiculously easy so that they assume that they don't have to come to the class. And work to make sure that they all understand the subject matter so that they could, at the end of the class, start a podcast if they wanted to, or get in the industry to be able to support an existing podcast. So I think I've got it down, but I don't want to, like I said, over-prepare. I want to be able to fill in the blanks as I go, but I'm still reasonably nervous, as I should be. But it's a nervous energy, not because I don't think I know what the hell I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but just, I don't know, general nervous anxiety. I think if I ever get to a point in time where I start something new and I have no nerves, I think there's something wrong with me. You know? Man Bun Chris says, well, class, we'll go back to show you my first episode, A New Light, where I drank 12 Bush NAs and burped into the mic and just used my laptop. This could be you in 12 weeks if you stick with it. Remember now, I'm telling them best practices of things not to do. Excuse me, I'm extremely parched today. So if you hear like, boy, is he taking a big drink? Yes, I am. Man Bun Chris says it's going to go great. You'll get a lot of content out of it, too. Runner Girl Amy says, will you be playing them excerpts from Who Are These Free Beers to explain how not to be on the air? Oh, boy, we could do a whole class on that. All right. So that's kind of what's in my brain. Also, it's super busy because the college said, EZ, we need you to verify your I-9 status. And I go, I don't remember. What the hell is that? Yeah, you got to prove that you're like an American citizen. Problem is, they said it on Friday. They go, yeah, EZ, it starts 9 a.m. on Monday. You got to verify your I-9, and then you got to take 6 hours of classes so that you don't sexually harass anyone. I said, I can't do any of that. I have a job. I can be there at a certain time. I can be there at 2 p.m. How does that sound? They said, okay. So I have to bring 2 forms of identification to prove that I am an American citizen. I do that. I have with me the NFK. Why? Why in the world is your brother-in-law going with you? Because right near where the college is, the NFK has a liver. His liver is he's got a doctor. I got to take him to the doctors. And so I go, hey, buddy, we got to leave early. Got to do the I-9 verification. You come with me. You walk in. You stand there. They think that you're my lover. And then I show them my verification. We turn around. We walk out. We get in the car. We go to the doctor's appointment. He's like confused. I go, okay, we were going to leave at 2:20. Now we're going to leave at 1:20 because I got to make a stop on the way. Oh, okay. But I'm in good graces with him because of the success of the smash burger. That was on the menu for yesterday. And, you can make a smash burger on your range top, but there's something better about outdoors on the Blackstone. Now, you can make just about anything on the Blackstone, which is a flat top, cast iron, large space to make your food. But you can do that indoors, but your place is going to smell, and it's hot, and there's oil spattering everywhere. It's kind of a disaster, and you don't have the room. So I got this flat top, the Blackstone, a year and a half ago, and it sat in the garage unopened for 1 year. Why? I don't know. So I finally did set it up, and we talked about this on the show, and I got it all seasoned. You put the coats of oil on it, you let it heat up, and you remove the excess, all that stuff, ready to go. So the first thing I started cooking on it was these smash burgers, and God damn it, they are intensely amazing. With the extra space, you saute the thinly sliced onions and thinly sliced mushrooms in butter. You got your two little long spatulas that you like. You're like a hibachi chef, all that shit. And you get them all, what do you call it? Sauteed. Take them off the grill. Have them nearby. Burger balls, about yay big. Large meatball. Put them on there. Smash them. You put the parchment paper on top of them. Just smash them with the smasher. And then they cook in about 15 seconds. Season, flip, cheese on one of you got to do 2 burgers for 1 bun. So it's a double cheeseburger, basically. And then on one of the burger patties, you put sauteed onions, sauteed mushrooms, and then the cheese on top of it so that it covers the sauteed onions and the sauteed mushrooms. And it's fuck. You put the meat, you stack them, and then you put them on the browned buns that you're browning on the other side of the Blackstone. And they're so delicious that no one, when I serve them, puts any condiments on them. No one puts ketchup. No one puts mustard. No tomatoes. No pickles. Nothing. And, oh my God. Ridiculous. You leaving me? Okay. I'll be busy. Okay. See you, bye. Pooh Bear's off to start her day. Chris says, I smash my burgers right on the thinly sliced onion. I've heard about that too. Got to try that. Oh, so good. Game changer. I didn't realize that when you smash the burger, the heat during the smash makes a portion of the burger crunchy, and that extra sear does a number on flavor. And you got to be ready to go. You can't have a lot of those burgers going at one time because they cook so damn fast. You could overcook the burger. But man, so the NFK, when I told him, I go, hey, I'm making the smash burgers, his eyes lit up. He's like, are you? Yeah, I am. You're going to love them. Am I? Yes. Yesterday he did this because whenever he wants to talk, he'll walk into where I'm at, which is usually the kitchen, and rip off a piece of paper towel and then ask me a question. And I don't know what the hell happened to him this time because I'm standing there like doing the dishes. He comes walking in. He's standing right next to me, grabs the thing of paper towel, folds it in half, walks back into the sunroom, puts the damn paper towel into his ottoman. No, not ottoman. Little footstool he has. And the lid comes off. You can put shit in it. He puts that in there like he always does. And then he's there for like 5 seconds, stands up, walks back, and does it again and says, can you have Reddy pick me up some tins? Reddy is what he calls Diana. You have Reddy pick me up some tins? And I go, oh, yeah. So I guess he walked all the way there, did it the first time, and forgot. So instead of just yelling from in there, he had to come in, get another paper towel, and then ask me what I go, yeah, sure. You got it. Amanda's here. She writes, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. Get used to being uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. For me, I like the long fast for part of the day and then sensible eating for the rest of the day that I'm not fasting. I did 2 20-hour fasts on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I did 20 hours. Sunday, I did 20 hours. Now, on Saturday and Sunday, after the 20 hours, I didn't necessarily eat well, but I don't know. For me, whenever the day starts to get long and I'm piling up the hours, I start to feel really, really good. I've read that when your body starts to process all those fat stores and burns that as energy during any type of fasting, that you start to feel excellent. I do to a point, but if I'm fasting and then I start to do anything physical, whatever, mowing the lawn, take a walk, then it's not so good. Then I don't feel so great. Amanda says, I'm saying that because all this talking about burgers and whatnot. Yeah, I know. In fact, I want to update the Fat-a-thon with you. 4 people trying to lose weight. I would say I'm the least successful of all of us right now. I don't know if I've gotten Rebecca's weight yet. That would be Jeremy's better half. It may be in by now. But I did get Amanda's and Jeremy's. There's Rebecca's. Outstanding. Okay. I'm a little flat, meaning I guess I'm down. I was at 181. Now I'm at 180.2. Lost 0.8 for the week. That puts me down at 5.3. 16 weeks in. I got to put several weeks back to back of that, of losing a little bit each week. So there you go. Down 0.8 to 180.2. Amanda has put together a couple of solid back-to-back weeks. Last week, she lost like over 7 pounds, which set a record for the most weight lost in 1 week. That's the most in the history of the Fat-a-thon that has been lost at 1 week. And so that 7.8 pound weight loss, she follows that up with a realistic and healthy 1.2 pounds lost in the past week. Outstanding. So now she goes from 299.6 to 297.4. She has lost 1.2 pounds in the past week. That puts her at an overall of minus 3.5 for 8 weeks. I should note that I was just going over some old shows and on the Patreon because I'm preparing for some time away for the Labor Day holiday. And one of the shows that I put together, it was a Patreon episode right after former American Idol competitor Mandisa died. And in the show notes, I wrote, Mandisa is dead and it's affected Amanda. She vows to stop eating. So, just part of the ups and downs that we have been through, periods of time where your brain is like, I got to stop. And other times where you're like, fuck, this is terrible. I'm eating again. But right now you're doing good. So you lose 1.2 for a grand total of 3.5 pounds lost. Jeremy continues to defy the odds of, I shouldn't say the odds. There's been a thought, and whenever you've heard about someone who's losing massive amounts of weight, hey, it's going to get harder. You're going to struggle. You're really going to struggle when you get way into it, we are almost 1 year into Jeremy losing weight, and he hasn't slowed down at all. His goal, he indicated to me, was to show that, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. The preconceived notion that, as you are losing your weight, it'll get harder and harder and you will lose less and less. And he has proven that again because he has lost another 2.5 pounds. He was 215.6 going into this week. Now he's at 213.1. That means he has lost 122.3 pounds in 51 weeks. What was 335 plus is now 213.1. Now, I don't recall the goal weight, but this is just remarkable. This is quite spectacular. I'm anxious to see after your body, because this transformation, as you lose this fat and you're going to be exercising more and you're going to fill out your body, and because instead of fat it'll be muscle. God, this is just great. I'm so very, very proud of you. You really, really are an inspiration to me and everyone else. And you did it just by changing your habits and changing what you eat. It really is. It is not something that should be looked at lightly at any one point. You have saved your own life. The idea that you were on all those medicines for various things to keep you normal, I guess, blood pressure, whatnot. Your doctor is no doubt overjoyed and probably telling colleagues about this. It's really, really great, Jeremy. You just basically put your fucking foot down and decide, hey, O'Neill, how are you, big guy? And decided that you wanted to turn things around. This is really great. Black Belt Nick says Jeremy should be a case study to hand out to overweight patients. Well, you could use your expertise to, let's just say Aquinas College needed an adjunct professor on this exact topic. You could do that. Molly says, Jeremy is going to be where I am here very soon. Holy crap, dude. Black Belt Nick adds, good job to all of you. I'm kind of wondering how much I'm going to lose when I have hiatal hernia and gallbladder surgeries. So Jeremy is just crushing it. Let me see now. I have to do Rebecca's in real time on the show. She was at 278.6. She had actually gained 0.8 last week. Let's see what she says this week. Good morning. Happy Monday. Weight still pretty stagnant, and I'm still okay with it. I'm enjoying the last weeks of summer before I really buckle down again. I had my yearly physical last week, and my doctor is actually pretty happy with this plan. I'm still down 27 pounds from this time last year, so I am going in the right direction. I'm just going slowly. Still loving how I feel at the gym. I feel stronger and my cardio endurance is doing well in spite of my asthma and the shitty air quality allergen levels that we've had. Weight last week was 278.6. weight this week, 278.4. Negligible change. Hope everyone has a great week, and I'll see you at Pinball Orgy number 2. Signed, Rebecca. All right, I got you down. 278.4. So down 0.2. Down 16.3 after 24 weeks. Everybody down. Star on the blubber goes to Jeremy. Congrats, big fella. Keep it up. If you could let me know in the chat what the goal weight is for you. Amanda says, Nick, Black Belt Nick, I'm wondering if I should have that hernia surgery. My doctor told me that they might be able to tuck up my stomach since I stretched it out. So does that mean that you have a hernia, Nick? And if you do, does that, Amanda, how do you know that you have a hernia? He says, yes, my stomach is going through my diaphragm. All right, so I guess these two have the same thing. They have the hiatal hernia. All right. Dan says, thanks, Canada, for another year of shitty air quality. Manage your forests better. Amanda says that she heard Nick say he wants to be 180. Rebecca says 200. So if Nick is at Jeremy is at 200 pounds or 180 or somewhere in between, and then he starts like pumping iron, this dude is going to be sculpted. Man. He's going to be so jacked. And, you know, Rebecca, she's going to be like so like mounting him because he's going to be lean, mean, and ready to plow. And I think he's going to need that type of strength to keep up with her. Because without sounding gross, I'm just going to go out on a limb and suggest that Rebecca is a rather physical lover. That it's kind of like a tangle. Kind of like when a couple of wrestlers take it to the mat. Like, not pro wrestling, but like college wrestling. I'm guessing that it's a little bit of a workout. So, Jeremy's lovemaking may really be the only workout he needs. I don't know what it is, but I just have a strong suspicion that Rebecca, for her age and strength level, her libido is rather charged. And there might even be some black eyes involved with the physical nature of the lovemaking. Like she likes to, she strikes me as the type of woman who might want to get her scent on you. Or maybe show dominance at some point with a forearm shiver or something else that makes you go, oh, my God, I'm getting my ass kicked here. Stevie says not to make it weird and then proceeds to make it weird. No, I knew it was going to sound that way, but I think it's important to note that she strikes me as that type. Like she's like an aggressive love maker is what in a good way. I mean, for your healthy, happy relationship with Jeremy. Rebecca says he's going to have so much fun listening back to this. I'll bet you I'm right. Now, don't tell me. I don't want to know. That's what I think. By the way, Jeremy is starting a new job today. So good luck with. I hope it goes well. Stevie says EZ thinks I have warts on my feet. All right. Amanda says, I have a list of reasons why I want to lose weight hanging up everywhere in my house. Now, that's huge. That is absolutely fantastic. You keep that up, madam, and you're going to do it, okay? Okay. Jeremy having the success that he has had, I want you to think about that. We are on the edge of 1 year. The fact that he started in the depths of despair, he weighed more than you. He was 335, and he focused for 1 fucking year, and here he is. Do you realize in 1 year's time, and it goes fast, you could be in the same boat, and how happy and how good you would feel with me talking about how proud I am of you. And look, and I predicted it to go like this. Jeremy is going to lose weight, and then he's going to meet the girl of his dreams. And he has that now. You can lose the weight and be getting a fresh supply of dong instead of these horrible human beings that you are forced to mate with regularly to keep you satisfied sexually, okay? Right now, you bring random homeless people home because those are the only people who want to have sex with you. If you lose 100 pounds like Jeremy, you will have a man or woman who wants to spend time with you and do fun things and then roll around in the hay with you. Okay? You can get past this armada of dildos that you have that keep you satisfied now. Bob is here. He says, good luck with the new job, Jeremy. I got to find a new one, too. Day 10 of being unemployed. Bob, I did not know that, and I'm sorry to hear that. What, again, do you do for a living? I think we just discussed that, and of course, I don't remember. You're a driver? Aren't you a driver? Maybe. I don't know. Tyler says there are plenty of cousins out there down for some DP action. That's right. Amanda had sex with her cousins. 2 of them at the same time. Bob says was a FedEx driver. I remember that now. We've had that discussion probably 10 times. Stand by. I need a drink of water. All right, so there you go. Sorry about that, Bob. As indicated, the Pinball Orgy number 2 is Friday night. Thank you to Pinball Land. They just re-upped with another 3 months of marketing. I sell these marketing blocks, and I mean, they can buy more, but I encourage them to only buy 3 months at a time because I like to make this as easy as possible for them. And they just signed up for another quarter of marketing. It's another great advertiser that I put on the podcast here that they had been in my sites at Pinball Land for a few years, actually. That's not the first time it's happened where I've been, contemplating either reaching out or just trying to make it happen. Amy asks, what time are we all meeting at the Corner Bar in Rockford, Michigan on Friday? 7:30 p.m., Corner Bar, Rockford, Michigan. We're going to have something to eat, something to drink, hang out, get your Aurora cup, So you can get booze in it from any one of the fine establishments in the downtown Rockford area and take it into Pinball Land, where we will play pinball. So I want to see you there. If you have not RSVP'd, you can do so here. You can email me. You can text me. You can even go to the Facebook post pinned at the top of my Facebook page and just indicate on there that you will be participating in Paintball Orgy number 2. I'm sorry, Pinball Orgy number 2. Rebecca is here. She says, Jeremy and I tried a couple of pinball places in Hard Living Line, Gobles, and Paw Paw. Pinball Land makes them look super podunk. It makes you appreciate how well they take care of their machines. Yeah, it doesn't hurt that the owner of the facility and all of the machines is a pinball mechanic. That's the guy you want running your pinball retro arcade, a actual pinball mechanic. I did an interview with Ryan over at Pinball Land the other day, and he checked in from his house and showed me the pinball machine that got it all started. His dad had this old school pinball machine from way back when in their house when they were growing up, and he had it given to him after Dad passed. And he knew how to repair it and then started collecting pinball machines. And then there you go. The rest is history. There they are, right there. All right. Easy Book Club. We have 19 members of the book club. And if you want to participate in book club, just let me know. These are the names in book club. Jeremy K., Nathan R., Francis C., Nick in Houston, Stevie, Rebecca, that otherwise known as Twat, Derek D., Becca, which is Becca Shea, Chris K., Megan, Maureen, Amy, Mike Q., Black Belt Nick, Tophus, Aaron's wife Joanna, Adam Balboa, Mallory. I have Aaron F. down. AA, or Aaron, Aaron. I think that's how you spell it. And I'm not 100% sure that that's accurate because when I first wrote it by hand on this piece of paper, I either couldn't read my writing or I may have written that down for another thing. I'm not quite sure. But if that's you, can you please let me know if I am referring to you? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. The book that we are reading right now is called Martyr by Kava Akbar. If you want to get that book and read it, I'm about 60 pages into it right now. I'm thinking that we do a book club show coming up next week. Cannot be Monday because I'm teaching the class, but it could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday. I've been liking doing the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast on Wednesdays for some reason. I don't know. I as soon as I get that out of the way and done, it just makes the rest of the week go downhill. I mean, like you're kind of rolling downhill and you're gaining momentum. I like the Wednesday shows. I'm going to reach out to Ben Glaze and determine whether or not we're doing it on Wednesday or Thursday this week. So that is not yet determined. That book is, I'm liking it. It's easy to read. It is, it's a story about, it's a work of fiction. The guy who was the writer, Kava Akbar, is a Muslim, I'm guessing from Iran, who is in charge of the literary department at the University of Iowa. He writes mostly poetry, but he wrote this novel, a fiction novel based on true events. In 1988, the United States thought that Iran had a military plane flying over in a no-fly zone. The USS Carl Vinson was in the Middle East. There was a lot of turmoil going on in the Iran-Iraq war at the time. And a plane took off en route to Dubai, a passenger plane with 290 people on board, Iranian people, mostly. The U.S. thought it was like a fighter jet or a bomber, and they blasted it out of the sky. True story. That actually did happen. That has a lot to do with this book, that real event in history, and this fictitious story is uses that kind of like as a backdrop. Amy says, "Oh, geez, I'm an idiot. I didn't know that part was true." You're not an idiot. Ben Glaze is here. Ben Glaze was tipped off that our pals on Free Beer and Hot Wings did yet another segment on doing the laundry. A audience member, I forget his first name, last name of Phipps, made a comment on one of my Facebook posts and said, yeah, I had to sit through them for 10 minutes talking about doing laundry. And Ben and I both were like, wait a minute, when did this happen? We need to know. And Ben got the info and was tipped off, and he is frantically curating that material for let's decide on a Wednesday edition of Who Are These Free Beers, and then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. So Ben is here. He says, both work for me. So there you go. We'll do it Wednesday. Ben will be sharing the latest segment where the gang breaks down doing the wash. And I'm excited about that. See, that's how it works. If I'm encouraging you to listen to the show. And when you hear something that makes you go, God damn, this sucks. Or you hear something else that you know that we would park on for Who Are These Free Beers, please let us know that. You can reach out to Ben Glaze or myself on social media or email or whatever it is. Or here, or text me if you have my number. I don't care. Message me on Facebook. Absolutely. Don't be shy about that, and send along the material that you heard that we can cover on the show. All right. Let's see. What other notes do I have for you? I saw my dad over the weekend, and I want to share with you the latest picture because folks often ask, hey, how's your dad doing? And he's doing well. His health physically is fine. Here is the latest picture of Dad and I. I am starting to think that when I am his age, I will look exactly like him. He'll be 92 coming up in March. His mind is foggy. If you talk to a dad about stuff from a long time ago, he has retained that. The short-term memory is a bit more of a struggle, though. Because I was attending my sister/stepsister Sue's husband's birthday / retirement party. And that was great, by the way. The guy has got it. It's so awesome. He was a worker for DTE Energy for 35 years, and he called it a career. Turned 60, retired at the. That's a great year to retire. I like that. I'm so happy for him. And they put on this big party for him. It was outstanding. And we all got together, and my dad was there, and so he didn't know where he was, the residence he was in. And long story short, the guy who's retiring, Jim Markey, my stepsister's husband, as his mother aged, she moved in right next door to him. And then so they could like take care of her at the time. She was elderly too. She passed in the last year, Mother Marquis, and laid to rest. That house now belongs to her son, the guy who retired. So he has homes that are next door to each other, and he still kept Mom's house. And so they had asked, hey, Dad and Joanne, do you want to move into this house? And they declined, and they're like, well, why? It's perfect for you. You should move in, and you can enjoy your house, but be right with us. And one of the things that stood out to them was, well, to Joanne and to whoever you talk to was, the problem is my dad is not familiar with any place that he's been in other than his home. He has no idea where he is. And the confusion frightens him. And he gets very worried about where he is and how he doesn't know where he's at. But if he's in his home, he doesn't have to deal with that. Does that make sense? And so he was at this house, and I sat down next to him. I go, so Dad, how are you? You know, and I'm okay. And then he goes, where am I? I go, okay, we are in the home of Mother Marquis. And he goes, I go, do you remember Mrs. Marquis, Loretta? Very, very sweet. And he says, and I could tell he did not. And I said, okay, well, that is the mother of Jim Marquis. You know Jim, he's right over there. And Dad goes, yeah. I go, okay, well, his mom used to live in this house. And I explain it all to him. He goes, okay. And so probably 5 minutes after that, we would then do the same conversation. So that's what's happening right now. The state of his brain right now is like that. So you just rehash it, and you just the key thing is just keep reassuring him that it's fine and you're going to be going home, and eventually he goes home. But you know, that's where he is. This is part of the process of dementia. But as long as he's with the ones he loves and he's not frightened, because like I said, he gets scared if he's not at home. So, and then Joanne says to me, she goes, you got to come visit, you and Diana and the kids. I don't want him to forget you. And I go, you're right. We're going to make that a priority. Immediately I go, how about this date? And we have a visit scheduled for September 7th. Go see Dad. She's 100% right. Maureen says, dementia is so fucking sad. I could cry listening to your stories because it reminds me so much of our mother. Yeah, it is. And this happened to my grandmother, my dad's mom, my grandmother, Mary. And so it's very prevalent. And this probably will happen to me at some point. So I don't know. It doesn't really frighten me, though, for some reason. I often try to figure out what it is like being in the mindset of my father. Like, how do you that I think it just must be frightening. Thank God he has such a wonderful family. I mean, that whole group, especially, when it comes to my dad, him getting remarried to Joanne. Joanne is just, I love that woman so much. And Joanne's daughters, Sue, Elizabeth, and Nikki, my sisters / stepsisters. I've known them since I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. And all of their husbands, really, really great. Maureen says it's going to happen to me, and it scares me to death. Yeah, I know. That is tough. I don't want to be talking about dying throughout the whole show, but I mean, I know you guys love my dad so very much that I for a while now I haven't really done that long of an update where I really tell you how he is. But health wise, like physical health, he seems to be doing very, very well. While I was driving back, because this is a long drive to go to that party, while I'm driving back, something happened in the road, and I heard something. It was almost like I drove over like a piece of metal. 75 miles an hour, and I go, huh. And I didn't see anything in the road, and I didn't look. I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything behind me. What the fuck? That was weird. Didn't think another thing of it until the next day. I get a phone call. It's Pooh Bear. Did you happen to hit anything when you were driving, or did you back into anybody, or did anybody hit you? And I go, yeah. And I told her what I just told you. She goes, well, there's a problem. I go, I bet. I remember when I hit it, and I told her all that, and I go, yeah, something was in the road. It must have been, but I had forgotten about it. What's up? She takes a picture, sends it to me. I go, okay. Now, but I said, I don't know if that might just be a mark. I don't think it went through the paint. So I'm going to reach out to those guys over at Oakland Auto Detail first. Say, hey, can you make this go away? And I'll bet you that they can. They're really that good. And that is a beautiful segue for me to remind you that if you want your car clean from the inside out and get rid of all those little scratches and nicks and things like that, they can take care of that. 616-510-3470. I can't say for sure that they can fix this one. It just depends on how much damage is done. But they're sure going to try. 616-510-3470. Follow Oakland Auto Detail on Facebook. 616-510-3470. Your car will come back to you as good as new. There's racing this weekend at Berlin. BerlinRaceway.com. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Wait a minute. Is it this Saturday? It is this Saturday. This Saturday, I will be at Berlin Raceway for the first ever edition of Uninformed Track Announcer. Eric Zane, Uninformed Track Announcer. I'm going to be handed the microphone from the broadcast booth, which is outdoors. People are going to be looking at me as I do the play-by-play of a race that we will be watching there. Get your tickets for $15 up till Friday at 11:59 p.m. at BerlinRaceway.com. Parking is free. 15 and under is free. Don't miss it. Berlin Raceway Saturday. Sarah Rook Roosh, I'm looking at you. I get my hair cut at King's Room Barbershop, and you should too. They have 3 locations: Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming. Kingsroom.net is their website. You go there. You can get exact locations. You can get hours of operation. You can get the schedules of when your stylist appears and where, because sometimes they go to different spots in town. But there you go, kingsroom.net. Great place to get a haircut. $21. Do mention EZ when you visit them at King's Room Barbershop. Mention me then, and mention me whenever you call any one of these great sponsors, like Kuiper Tree Care. 616-828-8225. If you got a tree down, call Kuiper. You need a tree trimmed, call Kuiper. Kuiper. KuiperTreeCare.com. They do the stump grinding. They do tree removal, storm cleanup, tree risk assessment. 616-828-8225. Luke says, I follow the Oakland Auto page. That guy sure does a lot of push-ups. Really? If you say so. Rebecca says, I really hope Joanne is getting self-care time. Yes, without a doubt. She does get that. Folks, that's the end of the first half of the podcast.